What is up, y'all? Manny Correa, your real estate resource, and this is episode number 1 of Realtor Talk, where we talk real estate with real people in the industry every single Friday. Today, my friends, we are going to be joined by one of my good friends, colleagues, and partners, Alfonso Fuentes. Fonzie, what is up, bro?
What's up, everyone?
Yo, cheers. I just said cheers like if we're doing Whiskey Wednesday. I'm so used to
It's a different kind of style. It's a different kind of style.
This interview. Yeah. So I'm fucking excited. I'm pumped because we're gonna be starting our first episode of Realtor Talk, and even starting the Whiskey Wednesday podcast. I knew I wanted to talk real estate, but I didn't want to make it only about real estate. And this is my opportunity to kind of just talk about real estate. We're doing this shit every single day. So now we get to really talk real estate, talk about the industry, how it really is, for certain individuals. So for those of you that don't know, Alfonso Fuentes is actually a builder's rep.
Yes.
Right? For Point Homes. And Point Homes is one of El Paso's top builders, or very reputable builder out here in El Paso. So you're representing them right now?
I am representing the builder of Points. So let me tell you a little bit about a builder's rep is, because you hear real estate agent, you hear builder's rep.
Right.
I kind of want to just say what I do.
Some people don't understand the difference, right?
So a builder's rep strictly works for the builder. So right now I represent Point and Point only. As a real estate agent, my boy.
Oh, sorry, don't tap so much.
Okay, I got you. As a real estate agent, well, you get to sell multiple builders, right, resells, different things like that.
Mm-hmm. So as a builder's rep, you're specifically representing the builder for those specific homes, right?
Yes,
that's
exactly.
The difference. But our partnership, our partnership is very close, right? With realtors and builders reps, we work hand in hand. So we're not really competition against each other. We're really just working together in a lot of different deals.
Exactly. So one of the things about a builder's rep is that I work, alongside with a bunch of realtors. Right. They're actually work hand in hand because, the realtors are the ones that bring us the clients to the builder, and we help the client get the point home of their dream.
Right. So you need realtors, right?
I need realtors.
Need every realtor to be your friend.
I need every realtor to know who I am.
Yeah, for sure. How's that experience been for you, being a realtor, builder's rep? You've been doing this for
a year and like some months now. I started last year in February, and I had been thinking about it for a while. I don't know. I remember one of the reasons I got I wanted to get into real estate was because I would always watch your videos, and I would be like, oh, I think that's so cool. And at the time, I was still working at Verizon. That's how actually me and you know each other.
Yeah. So backtracking to how we even met, we used to work at Verizon, right? Sales. Was that your first sales job too?
That was the first legit sales job.
Yeah. That was my first sales job too, and it was fucking fun. Even Sosa behind the camera worked at Diamond. Also.
Everybody worked at CV3.
Yeah, dude. For real.
Everybody worked at Cielo Vista.
Yeah.
So that's where me and you know each other from. We were actually also managers in the east side of United States for a while.
East Coast. Yeah.
You were in Miami. I was in North Carolina.
Right. Was that a fun experience for you?
It's hard. It's different. It's hard.
I remember you telling me you had it tough, bro. You were walking miles to work every day, no?
Hey, when you have a dream, I did a lot.
Fuck, bro.
I moved out there by myself. The first time settling in, you pay everything, the new apartment, all that stuff. And so I was waiting for my next check, and it was one of those struggle moments where you're just living off sandwiches for a whole week until you get paid again. But it was worth it. It was fun. I got a lot of experience. I think we went to Jamaica out of it.
Yeah. We went on a cruise. We went to Jamaica, had some fun.
So me and you both came back to El Paso, and then that's when I guess I was back at Verizon, and I would see your videos. I would see your videos when you're doing real estate, and I was just like, that's pretty cool. I wanted to get into it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how, so I was blowing up your phone, sending you text message hey, how do I get my license? Where'd I get it?
Yeah.
And that's when you would, I think you told me train agents, which is actually the class I took, which I just barely finished my classes.
Yeah, congrats, bro.
Yeah, no.
And I'll give you props too, because I actually get hundreds. I probably got in since I started real estate in the last 2.5 years, at least 200-300 messages from people wanting to join real estate, wanting to know what to do. And I'll tell you for sure, about 98% of those people have not done anything that I've told them to do. Anything. So for you to take the advice and then actually get into it and do it is another step. So congrats to you.
Yeah, no, the way it started, it was 2018, and I made it my goal. I want to get into real estate. So I was still working at Verizon at the time, and realtors would come in, like a few realtors that I know. I don't know if I can give shout outs, should I give shout outs, but they would come in and I would ask them, hey, same thing, where do I get my classes at? Like, I want to take my classes, and they would be like, oh, you take them here, but it's not an easy, they would always tell me it's not an easy job, you know, it's like, it's pretty hard, and you're like, I mean, I worked at the phone biz for all this long time, you know, I can do it. Completely different thing.
Phones, you can sell a house.
Completely different thing. So yeah, they would tell me, and then one day I made it. It was New Year's resolution. I wanted to get into real estate, and lo and behold, I'm gonna start talking about how I got into it. So I'm gonna mention some other builders I worked for. His name was Mr. Ponce. He came into my Verizon store, and they worked at Saratoga at the time. And, you know, I was like, oh, cool. Like, I thought they were realtors too, because, you know, that's what you think everybody's a realtor.
You just answered your first question. You didn't understand the difference.
The difference. So I was just like, hey, I want to take my real estate license. I want to take my classes online. What I do. And that's when his name was Mr. Ponce. He asked me, like, oh, okay, well, like, why don't you come work for us? And I was just like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, with us, you don't need a license. And I was just like, taken back, like, are you serious? Like, are you kidding me? Like, sign me up right now. Yeah. And then sure enough, that's when he told me what a builder's rep was, and I still didn't kind of get it, but I just gave him my resume. I just printed it out right there in the Verizon counter, gave him my resume, and then they called me like an hour later, like, hey, you have an interview on Monday.
That's cool.
Showed up to the interview, and I'm gonna tell it the way it is. Like, Saratoga, when it comes to real estate, is the best place to start. If you're starting your real estate business, that's, you know, I started as a marketing manager, and they basically call it the real estate bootcamp.
Yeah. I've actually, a lot of top agents in the city started with Saratoga.
Exactly. So I felt pretty good, and that's what you hear, you know, that the best people in El Paso have made it. So even the interview process, they had me with like a bunch of people at the same time. I've never been in an interview like that, and they're just, the president at the time came in, and he's like, honestly, guys, I'm not going to tell you to work here. Like, it was the first thing, and he's like, I don't want you to work here because I don't want you to go through the stress. Like that. And then they asked us at the end if we wanted to work there, and I said yes. They called me back for another interview, and sure enough, I got the job. Yeah. I called you that, like, right after I left.
I remember.
And
That's
I told
cool.
you, what do I do? Like, I still had no idea what I was doing.
You're like, okay, what tell us to do itself? I was like,
I even asked you if I could use real estate resource. I'm like, cause I wanted to shoot videos, and you're like, no. You're like, no.
Like, hey, can I say I'm the real estate resource? I was like, bro, I'm building my brand. That's my name.
I thought I could borrow it at the time, you know, because I didn't know anything.
Yeah, I remember. But no, but that's crazy, bro. And it's funny to just think back that was a year, because I remember that call. But it's cool also because you mentioned it's a good place to start, and I think when it comes down to like expectations, a lot of people, like people that are starting real estate, don't have the right expectations.
No.
So they fucking start, you know, their classes thinking, as soon as I finish this, I'm gonna make fucking bank. It's gonna be easy. There's gonna be leads coming to me. This company will probably be giving me leads, you know, like, and it's not like that at all, right?
Not like that at all.
It's completely different from phone sales. So what would, like, comparing it or kind of giving, you know, some advice to somebody that's maybe thinking about getting their license or getting into real estate, what expectations do you think they need to have coming into it so that they don't fail? Because I feel like statistically, people that get their license, you know, probably 90% of them fail in their first year.
That's true. That's very true. So things that I experienced, it's not gonna be a cakewalk right away. It's gonna be struggling. You're gonna have to work pretty much every day. I don't know if it was like that when you started, but at Saratoga, that's how it was. You know, you worked every day, no days off, and it's you have to put a lot of work. You have to turn your social media around completely, because you're used to just posting pictures of your family and this and that, and you have to change it up. Social media is a big tool. And you just have to make a lot of connections. Like, one of the things that I really helped me out, on top of, you know, reaching out to they call it to your circle. You got to reach out to your family, your friends, everybody you know. But was also going to the, like, realtor events.
Yeah.
Networking events, because you get to meet everybody in the business, you know, and you kind of get to know who's who, what brokers what, who does this, who does that, where they're from. Right. And so, like, when I was at Saratoga, you couldn't really go to the events. But I would always try to find a way to, like, you know, say I had an appointment, and I would go to all the realtor events just to put my name out there, pass out my card, make friends with the realtors, because the top person there's been there for 10 years, and all the realtors go with her.
Yeah.
When you start, her name's Erica. She's a beast. So shout out to her. I look up to her a lot, honestly, in the real estate biz.
That's cool.
But yeah, so that was my big mission, marketing. I do realtor drops, so I would hit up your broker all the time with the donuts.
Yeah.
They know me as the guy who drops off donuts in our inventory sheets.
You haven't dropped them off in a minute, so we're getting hungry.
They will be coming.
This guy's a hustler. So yeah, you're dropping off flyers, inventory sheets at every single brokerage, making connections, shaking hands, going to events. And even really fucking networking, grinding,
and even then, it was a struggle. It took me, because at this place Saratoga, it takes like, if you don't sell a home within a month, you're done. Like they cut you. You have to prove yourself. Like you have to write something. And I remember I had that mentality, like I don't want to fail. Like I already let everybody know I was working here. Like I don't want to be like, I didn't make it. So I was just, every day I wouldn't take days off. I was just, it took me a solid like month from when I started to get my first contract. And I remember I even called you again too, like, yo, I got my first sale. Like, it was crazy. But I remember when I was struggling through that, seeing your video where it's like, I think you related to where like it took you a while too before you wrote your first contract when you started, right?
Well, it took me a lot of work, not so much time, but what I did is I figured that if I could do a lot of work in a short amount of time, I could cut the amount of time it's going to take me to write the contract, right? So I literally, the day I got licensed, or it was probably a little bit before that, but I had just sent 800 messages to everyone, that circle I went out of my circle, way out of my circle, passing the friends, passing just the family. I went to the people that I hadn't seen since high school, talked to in 10 years, and I let every single person know that I was doing real estate, and that alone let me get my first 3 leads. I closed my first deal my first month in real estate.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So it didn't take me a long time, but I cut the time in the amount of work that I put. I did a fuckload of work in a short amount of time so I could get those results quick, which is a lot of people don't do.
They don't. And well, the good thing is about Saratoga is that they make you do that. Like it's a requirement. It's not, you're fired. That's why they call it the real estate bootcamp. But it took me a little while. I saw your video where you're like, sometimes it takes like a month, 2. You can't get like discouraged. I would always see your videos, and I would try to be like making my videos like you and stuff. But I finally got it. I called you, and then right after that, you start getting everything down, because it's a completely different way of selling than when you sell a phone.
Yeah, completely.
It's just different people,
This is the biggest fucking investment
in somebody's life.
Right.
Exactly, and it's their dream, and it's like the top 2 things you can do in life is get married and buy your home.
Yeah. Have a kid, maybe too.
Those are a little bit bigger,
a little bit bigger than the kid.
So, it depends on your lifestyle. But it was. So and then after that, I started getting better at it. I got it down completely. Like I said, it's completely different than pitching somebody at the mall.
Right.
Hey, let me get you a phone. Which we were pretty good at. But here it's, you have to be like, you're trying to help somebody out who's in need.
Right.
Their lease is about to expire. They're a first-time home buyer. They don't know the buying process.
Right.
It's their second home they're buying, and they want to upgrade. Or they had a 2-story home, and it's an older couple, and they can't go up and down the stairs, so they need to downsize.
Right.
So you got to take in consideration what they need, and to me, I love that. It's not,
because that was part of our job too at Verizon, is qualifying, right? Getting those questions out and figuring out exactly what they need, not what you want to give them.
Exactly.
Or what's on promo right now. It's like, what do you need? And let me figure out how I can find that solution for you. And that really is the thing with real estate, is like you have to build a business in real estate off referrals, off return business, off the families and friends of all your past clients. And if you don't, you're just gonna be in this one spot where you're pedaling as fast as you can. You're not moving forward, because every single month it just restarts, just like in sales.
Exactly.
Right? So building that, I think real estate is just, in real estate, the first lesson that I ever learned was patience. I never understood how much patience I didn't have until I started real estate. I was like, holy fuck, I have no patience for this shit, and I need to have patience if I'm gonna be a successful realtor, because yeah, first of all, it takes you maybe a month or 2 or 3 to find a lead, and then by the time you get them through the process and get them pre-approved and find the house and then get into escrow and then inspection, appraisal, and all that stuff, you're looking at 3 months,
before you actually get paid.
Yeah, so that's where the patience comes in. Is you can't do things with an immediate
I need it now.
gratification. If you're into instant gratification, real estate for sure is not going to be for you, because you're waiting 30, 45, 60 days, 90 days before you even get paid for the work that you're having to do now.
Even then, you might wait for a client's credit to go up, and that takes from 2 months, 3 months, up to 6 months for somebody's credit just for it to go up.
Yeah.
And then they're finally get to where they need to be, and then you need to buy them either a move-in ready home, and then they could get a build, whatever it's in their needs, and that's another 6 months you have to wait. So you have to be very patient, and you have to put yourself in your client's shoes.
I think regardless of builder rep or realtor, we have to have similar, a similar knowledge set of everything in real estate, because it's not just writing a piece of paper saying you like this house and then
Here you
paying
go.
$500 and reserving it. It's, you have to know about credit. We have to know about credit. We have to know and understand loan terminology. We have to understand, attorney terminology and real estate terminology and title terminology. And it's like, you have to know every fucking component of this game. And this is where it comes down to the patience thing, because you get your license and you don't know what title's job is. You don't know what the lender's job is, but those are all things that, in time you just start learning and experience just goes out through the roof. So real estate's for sure one of those not get easy, rich overnight type of deals, but it is something that you could for sure, grow a foundation on and really invest all of your time, all of your energy, and then grow into something fucking huge.
Exactly. Right? You hold, it's all the work you put in.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I can relate to that, because I didn't know the terminology when I started. I think one of the first questions I asked you on my first day ever, I called you and I was like, what does earnest money mean? Like, I don't get what they're trying to say. Like, is that a deposit? Like a deposit when you pay a phone? I had no idea what that meant. And then, so I had to get acquainted with all the terminology. One things I did, because I had to know the loan process, and I feel like I know it pretty well. I'm pretty well educated on it. I actually went to, at my lunchtime, when you're getting your training at Saratoga, I would go and take off, and I would go to the loan offices and talk to loan officers like, hey, what programs do you have? What do you offer? What is the lowest credit score you guys can approve something? And like, what VA requirements do you have? What is all that? I went to many of the multiple lenders that were around the area. I don't know should we say them or what?
Yeah, you can.
So like a name drop. I went to Rocky Mountain Mortgage, which is one of the big lenders out here in El Paso. I went to Security National. I've had a lot of loans with them. I really like their team. They're like
Security National's badass.
Security National's
I
legit.
work with them also.
Art and Victoria and Celeste, they get down. I also went to, let me see what other builders around there, because I just went down to up and down the street.
There's a ton.
A lot to name.
Yeah. Do you think like, the expectations, like we were talking about having that right expectations and things like that, like, is this job for, what type of person is real estate for? Because I think that's what it really comes down to. A lot of people are just so attracted to the money and all those things, but like,
to the lifestyle.
You're fucking talking about going to lunch, and instead of eating lunch, you're just trying to learn, because at the booklet that's handed to us that explains everything, we literally have to do that. We have to drive around and
see
shit, right?
Who has what.
Who is real estate for? What type of individual do you think real estate is meant for?
Well, somebody who's very hungry, has a good work ethic for sure. Sometimes I don't really take days off. Sometimes on my day off, I feel like I'm bored and I want to go to work.
Yeah, I do too.
It's rare when I really need a day off. But when I'm not, I'd rather go and either market on my day off, or I'd rather go and just back to the model home.
Yeah.
Because I do sit a model home compared to, you do as well, right?
Yeah, I sit as well.
But you have to be very like strong-willed, you know.
Yeah.
As well, things don't go out like the way you want to sometimes, and it's just
For
the way
sure.
it is.
It's a
There's
stressful
every
job.
single file is different. Some will give you a heart attack.
Yeah.
Some
It's a roller coaster,
It's
huh?
a roller coaster. It's
Yeah.
just you have to be a strong individual.
What would you say is one of your favorite things about being a builder's rep and working in real estate?
What I like about it is that now that I got my classes, before I got to get in it, so I took a different course than you did because you didn't have any experience. You got your license and then you were just
Fucking
thrown out
jumped in
there.
the lion's den.
Exactly. For me, I was planning on doing that because had reached out to you, but I got lucky. I feel like everything happens for a reason,
Yeah.
Mr. Fuentes came in from Saratoga, and that's how I started.
Yeah.
And I got in the business without getting my license, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
I would not do any other thing. Like I'm glad that everything happened that way. You know. So I'm glad that I got to get in the business, and now I'm already gonna get my license finally.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Obviously, you got your license.
I'm getting,
you're getting your license. So what's next? Now it's time to take the realtor role, right? Now it's
the pages turned. Right now I represent Point. Really good builder in town. They've been around since 2006. Beautiful homes. I like how we put a lot of quality into our product. But as well, sometimes I can fully help my client out.
Right.
I can show them everything that like maybe this home's not for them, but another builder might have a home for them. Or a resell, or just different things like that. And I love that. I'm not leaving as much money on the table, which I feel that as a builder's rep you do.
Right.
Even though it's still pretty good. You're in the business, but you leave a lot of money on the table.
Definitely. So going forward, what would you say is going to be, or right now even, because even as a builder's rep, I'm sure you're still getting a ton of questions.
Yes.
So what would you say is one of the most commonly asked questions that you get?
Pretty much it has to do with the lending, and it's always just like, what does it take to get qualified?
Right.
People are always kind of scared to tell you what their credit score is.
Especially if they don't trust you.
Hey, what does my credit score have to be? Or they're like very shy, like what do I have to make? Things like that, because they don't know. But a lot of people don't really know what it takes to buy a house or the process.
Right.
Or so that's where you're there to like guide them and you walk them through, and sometimes you got to be there to tell them everything's gonna be okay. Like don't panic.
Yeah. I've had my shoulder cried on a couple times. So here in El Paso, what would you say? I mean, describe the market to me. What do you think the market's like here in the city? Because I feel like it's, for the last couple of years, it's just you hear so much, and so much is happening in the city, right? We have so many different subdivisions.
It's growing. It's
Yeah.
growing like crazy. People are buying houses left and right. Because the price point of the homes here in El Paso is amazing compared to in California.
So Point Homes, what do you guys start at?
Our home started at $139,950, and that's in our Jardín de Flores subdivision over there by Passmore and Alameda. It's in Socorro.
Okay.
And then we go all the way up to the 300s.
Yeah.
And it does.
Point's really nice.
And like what I really love is that I put a lot of quality into our product.
Yeah. Talking about quality, you've worked with a couple different builders. What have you learned about quality or about the building process, kind of checking out different builders?
Well, every builder's different. Every builder builds different. They put different things into their product. They have a certain way of building, timelines wise and things like that. So as a person, you have to know what you're talking about. You have to know your product better than anybody else when it comes to how is it built, when it comes to the amenities it has, when it comes to why that home is best for your client. Because I never give my opinion like, okay, this is my favorite home, because it's not my home.
Right.
It's for my clients. So I always try to find the best home for their needs, for their wants. I always try to get to know them, their life, why they're buying a house. Because once I write up a home with somebody, it's not like, okay, bye, I'll see you at closing. I stick with them through the whole loan. I go to the loan, like the loan application. I go with the client so I know what the loan officer said. I write it down so I can follow up to make sure they do what the loan officer told them to do.
Right.
And then I follow up with the loan officer constantly. It's all about following up. We need to have those loan officers that will answer their phone.
Yes.
For one, or they have good communication skills. Because if they don't, I can't use them anymore.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it's just tough in general to find good people dedicated
To what they do.
Yeah, and to answer the dumb phone.
And you'd be surprised, it's 2019, people don't like answering their phone.
Yeah. And I catch myself too, like, there's days where I'm trying to answer every call, but I can't. Like, I'm just in front of so many people that, and it's happened, you've called me a lot of times, and I'm just like, fuck, and I'll text you, like,
hey,
text
what's
me,
up?
bro.
Yeah.
Text me. I can't talk right now. But yeah, I think it's just a crazy industry, and I'm really excited for this series, Realtor Talk, because I don't want to just have realtors or builders reps. I want to have lenders on here too, title officers, because I think it's important for everyone to see the behind the scenes and all the people that are involved in the transaction, and kind of everyone's role is a little different, but we're all kind of in the same
Same biz. No, yeah, we're in the same.
Yeah.
I mean, we roll albums all the time.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of going forward, what advice would you have, for that other person that is, thinking about getting their license, or maybe already has their license and is kind of in a little struggle right now?
So in this business, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like you said, it's a roller coaster. You have your ups, and then sometimes you'll hit that like what's going on. I haven't written something in like a week, 2, 3. You're just like I need to see what's going on. So in those times, I guess in the hard times for those realtors or builders reps that are going through that, just keep on marketing, keep on making your calls, because you need to be making calls every day to everybody. Just push through it, and it'll fade away. It's a thing that happens. I've been through it once or twice.
Yeah.
And the first time you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But now you're just like, you push through it. You keep on, put your best foot forward. You stay positive, and you keep hustling.
Yeah.
You can't stop. You can't let that stop you from hustling, from working every single day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What big goals? What's your goals this year?
Well, last year was to get into real estate, and I hit that goal.
Yeah.
And I mean, I loved it. From the beginning of the year, I never thought I would have gone to New York at the end of the year. At the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ended my year in New York.
That's cool.
I didn't even make
New
that my
Year's?
goal for New Year's. Yeah, I didn't even make that my goal. It just happened thanks to hard work and this business. And I'm nowhere where I need to be. I can only go higher. So now that I'm gonna get my license, I look to put myself out there way more, and just expand, like you said, expand my name, my brand.
That's cool, bro. So, kind of wrapping up the podcast, why should people go with Fonzie when they're looking for a house with Point?
Well, because to me, whether with Point and with just me in itself, it's just I see your home as the biggest purchase of your life, and I take it if I'm buying the house. So with me, it's not just like if I'm selling you a phone. It's a home. It's your dream, and I take it very serious. I do everything I need to get you your home, to get you at the closing table, and we're signing it. I go to war for you, basically.
Yeah.
I make sure I'm checking up with the lender, make sure I'm following up with everything thoroughly to get you there, to get you your keys. That's like the best feeling you could give anybody. When you give them the keys to their home, you're at the closing table, you have a little like bottle or whatever, little gift. That's the best. And they're like crying, they're signing their paperwork. If they're the first time home buyers, you're just like, you feel so good, and then, and of course you want a referral, but with me, that's what matters, making a difference like that. You're helping people out and making their dream come true.
Badass, bro. Good luck to you, Fonz. I know you're big in like self-development and always learning and stuff. Anything that you think any realtor out there should be watching or listening to?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I watch a lot of motivational videos to just, stay hungry. Not even about real estate. Like I look up to like Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Like he motivates me just because he believes in like the law of attraction. And I believe in the law of attraction, So I got into that because of him. And also like I do daily affirmations. You gotta stay positive.
Yeah.
If somebody's negative, stay away from that person. Stay positive, stay hungry, keep at it, don't give up.
Yeah, hell yeah. Fonz, appreciate it, bro. Thanks so much for being on Realtor Talk. If y'all need any help with Point Homes, or once you get your license too, really excited to see what you do with your real estate license. And as usual, any help that you need, bro, hit me up.
No, I got you.
I'm really excited to see you succeed in this, because I haven't, I've given advice to people on how to get started in real estate, but you did take that different path and started as a builder's rep. So all this experience that you've been gaining and knowledge and networking and everything, you're gonna see that you needed it anyways for real estate.
Yeah, that foundation.
So you just got a little head start, bro. But you're gonna do really good once you get your license too. You're gonna be able to get all those options and people that you're missing out on too. So
yeah, no, I can't wait. I'm gonna be
sky's the limit.
Starbucks money, studying CompuCramp, just cramming it in, index cards, everything, because I know it's the verbiage. The test is pretty hard.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, everybody, the test is hard, so study for it.
Study your ass off. Yeah, I lived at Starbucks for that test. So.
Starbucks is the best place.
Yeah, but Fonz, appreciate it again, man. Thanks so much. And as always, make sure you guys tune in next Friday for Realtor Talk, where we talk real estate with real people in the industry. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys.